People are usually under the misconception that the telescope is this super complex object that only a few people can understand. However, the basic telescope design is actually really simple, so simple that even you could build one. But what even is a telescope? A telescope is an object that uses lenses or mirrors in order to zoom into objects really far away. There are many telescope variations, although one that delivers great results despite its simple design is the Keplerian telescope. This telescope uses two parallel lenses that bulge outwards, also known as convex lenses. In this experiment, we see that when light enters a convex lens, it bends inwards or converges. If the rays of light are parallel, we can define the focal point and focal distance. The thinner the lens is, the bigger the focal distance. Let's try to model the telescope. We know that since rays of light coming from really far away are parallel, they enter the first lens and meet at its focal point. We see that when we put the eyepiece at its own focal distance from the first focal point, the rays of light come out parallel again, so are viewable by the naked eye. Now, when we look into the telescope, everything is enlarged. This is due to the ratio of the angles in which light enters and exits the telescope, essentially narrowing the amount of the image that you're able to see. We can illustrate this by positioning the rays of light at an angle alpha. When doing so, the rays of light come out at an angle beta. When computing the ratio of these angles, we get the magnification of the observation. With simple trigonometry, we can show that this formula is equivalent to the ratio of the focal distances of the objective and eyepiece. And that is basically how a telescope works. As promised, how can you build a telescope? Well, first of all, you will need to pick two lenses, one with a bigger focal distance than the other. Then, trim a pipe to match the combined focal distances of the lenses and attach them to both ends of the pipe. The result is a functional telescope with which you can either gaze at the stars or you can just look at telephone poles from really far away just like I do.